Welcome back to Cheddar News. Electric mobility company Exos is driving onto Wall Street. The company, which develops solutions for heavy and medium duty last mile commercial vehicles, debuted on the NASDAQ this past Friday via a reverse merger with blank check company NexGen. Taking a look at shares of Exos, XOS, shares popping at today's open to $8.50, even though they slipped from that mark. Exos still ending the day close to 4% higher. We spoke to the co-founders of Exos, Dakota Semler and CEO Sordoni, about why they decided to take this path, going public now, and much more. Take a listen.
When we started looking at different fundraising options and opportunities, it became really apparent that a SPAC transaction with our partners at NexGen Acquisitions was one of the best solutions. And the reason being, it's not just providing us with capital, but also strategic guidance. George Mattson and Greg Summey, who are the co-founders, have deep experience in the industrial sector and have helped scale businesses before in both of their previous roles. So we've been really excited to partner with them and really continue growing Exos and manufacturing more vehicles.
Gio, we know that Exos just landed a big order with FedEx. How many vehicles will your company deliver as part of this deal, and when will they actually be on the road?
So far, we've announced 120 vehicles with FedEx ground operators. So these are operators all across the country that will get our medium-duty Class 6 step vans that are fully electric. They're the perfect use case for us. It's the ideal example of a customer. They're doing a lot less than 200 miles a day. They have extremely predictable routes. They always return to the exact same home base at night, which is our sweet spot. That's our focus at Exos, is those electric delivery vehicles that operate at the last mile and come to the same home base where they can plug in and charge.
Yeah. Dakota, Exos is working with other major platforms as well, including UPS and Loomis. Could you take us through how Exos is really working with these companies, and then what solutions Exos offers them?
Absolutely. So when we started the business, we focused on building a platform that could be used in different cases. We started with parcel delivery and companies like FedEx and other parcel delivery companies, and we've expanded beyond just the parcel delivery applications to include things like cash in transit, food and beverage delivery, as well as a variety of other vocational use cases. What we do is we sit with that customer, understand exactly their needs and their use case, and then on top of our modular chassis platform, we build them the vehicle that they need for their fleet operation. And that's really been the core of success in being able to sell into multiple different types of customers, is having that modularity and flexibility to build a vehicle that might have a different range, a different use case, different power levels, or different features for their specific fleet operations. It's really been a process where we've worked closely with those fleets to make sure they can build something that's relevant for their operation.
And Alicia, I would add that we're not just a truck company. We're not just a company that builds a great electric truck, delivers it to a customer, and lets them figure everything else out on their own. We're there to partner with these fleets. So we help So in addition to the trucks that we offer, we help them get those vehicles serviced and maintained. We help them decide on which charging infrastructure is going to be best for them. We help get that charging infrastructure permitted, installed, and operational, and maintain it over time. We actually just announced a new product to help accelerate the adoption of these vehicles called the Exos Hub, which is essentially a bank of batteries that's mobile that we can deliver to a fleet depot to get them charging quickly and a lot faster than a utility upgrade might take.
Well, speaking of the adoption of these EV vehicles, it's no secret, obviously, the EV market has been heating up. What is your company, Gio, separating itself, or how is your company, separating itself from competitors in this last mile delivery space?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are one of the only companies in this space that has a purpose-built design for commercial vehicles. We didn't start with a passenger car platform or design for a pickup truck and then decide to scale that up to Class 5-6. We started day one focused on Class 5-6. And that's really important because these vehicles have a lot different use case than a passenger car or pickup truck. They're used for 12 plus hours a day often. They're expected to last a lot longer. The reliability requirements are more extreme. So we started with a clean sheet of paper and purpose designed a chassis for this commercial use case. Same goes for the battery. We start at the cell level. That's actually what you're seeing behind us. This is our battery module and our battery pack manufacturing line in Los Angeles, where we design these purpose-built batteries for that truck use case, which again is a lot different than a car.
Yeah, Dakota, we know that President Biden has been a proponent of clean energy and recently established a target for half of the U.S. automobiles to be electric by 2030. I wonder, if this affects your company, and if so, how much it may benefit your company. And what else are you looking for from lawmakers?
It's a great point. And this administration has certainly gotten well behind electric vehicles, as well as a number of other states and local governments. But when we set out to build fleet electric vehicles for our commercial fleet customers, we wanted to make sure that these vehicles were going to be successful, regardless of whether there were incentives or subsidies that were provided by the government. So we've been engineering that platform and that battery system to really deliver on a compelling total cost of ownership savings as compared to diesel vehicles. And that's what's really driving fleet's interest in electric vehicles en masse. Although these incentives are coming down the pipeline at the federal level, at the state level, and even at the local level, we see that fleets are just getting better deals and ultimately better total cost of ownership savings from these new incentives.
And thanks to Dakota Semler and Giordano Sordoni, co-founders at Exos, for that.